Yo, what up, niggas? It's your boy Philko here, and I need you guys' help out there, all you English speakers. I made a video about this I made two videos. I made one maybe a year ago, and another one maybe 2 years ago. So here goes a third one. Now I have about 15, 16,000 subscribers on this page. I'm guessing you guys can help me. This is a real serious video, and I know a lot of people have been through this, and we need a word for this. All right, let me explain. All right. We need a word for an attractive person who is the best friend or very close friend to your boyfriend or girlfriend. And they knew each other first. So for example, let's say my girlfriend is Kim Kardashian, right? Me and Kim Kardashian, we're boyfriend and girlfriend. But when I met her, remember, it has to be before we got together. When I met her, she had an attractive male best friend. Let's call him, I don't know, Jay-Z, right? Just throwing out names, right? So me and Kim Kardashian, we started getting together. But even before we got together, she had this best friend named Jay-Z. Now I know about Jay-Z. She tells me about Jay-Z. And her and Jay-Z have private time because they're best friends. They've known each other for years. They have secrets. They share these secrets. And there's nothing I can say or do about it because one, I accepted it when I started dating her. And two, I'm just so curious to know why they're not together. Because, he's cool, he's attractive, he's cool, he's attractive, he has money. He's the type of guy that girls would usually like. So why isn't she with him? We need a name for that person. You understand? What is Jay-Z there? Now, it could also be a girl in that position. So let's say I start, let's say, no, I'll give you a real one. I used to be dating years ago, this girl named Bunny. She's a black and white girl, like the blackest girl I ever did anything with. She was mixed. So, me and Bunny were dating, and we were kind of, just whatever we wanted, it wasn't like boyfriend and girlfriend, just open relationship, fun, whatever. But when she were to meet a guy or something, I would always pose as her best friend, like a really close friend, you understand? Now, erase from your memory that I'm having sex with her, that I was having sex with her. That's not the point. The point is, to her new boyfriend, I'm looked at as the best friend of this girl, that we have secrets, we get to spend alone time, there's nothing he can do about it. What am I called in that case? You know what I mean? That's just another example of it. I mean, it can also be a girl, but it's usually guys. It's usually an attractive guy, and you're wondering, why is she not dating him? It could also be with girls too, but it's usually with guys. It's usually with guys, okay? And girls usually don't play that anyway, So you have fucking Shakira, she's dating Leonardo DiCaprio, and Leonardo DiCaprio has been best friends with Jennifer Lopez for years. Shakira's not probably going to play that in the first place because she's not really going to trust her. So it's usually a guy, but we could give the name to the girl too. What is the name for that person? We gotta think of a name for that person. Usually a guy, sometimes a girl, but what should that person be called? Please give me a word. I've searched this word in many languages, they just don't have it, but that person really needs a name because I'm sure a lot of guys have gone through this. I don't think girls go through it as much as guys do because the thing is with girls, like when a guy is that person, it's okay for a girl to have it doesn't ring that much of an alarm. It's kind of normal for girls to say, oh, that's my homie, he's like a big brother to me, blah 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 blah. It's not that big of a deal, but the guy's like, oh, that hot chick, she's just my sister, yeah, she's just like a sister to me, she's real cool and she's sexy. That's more of a yeah, sure kind of thing. Yeah, this girl's always around, she's sexy. Yeah, but with the girl, if you kind of put it out there and make it obvious to her that you think she's fucking her friend because he's attractive, that's really just fucked up to her. That's making her look like a slut. But with a guy, it's kind of funny, and he's just like, oh, no, I'm not doing it. Don't worry. I know you think that I'm not doing it though. But to a girl, that's very offensive. So that's why I'd rather name it for the guy and give a girl name to it too. But why that guy is really what I'm focusing on more than a girl. Because I've had this so many times. Ironically, the first time I had this was with the first girl I ever had, and I was 20. She took my virginity. I guess I can say it like that. And she was just, no, I was crazy about her, Ukrainian girl, like, just crazy about her. To go from like 10 years of just bad luck with girls to like the perfect girl and everything was just going well for me, it was just amazing. And I had that situation with her. She had one of those people in her life. And he was my friend too. But what happened was, me and him were friends, we were skateboard friends. I told him I want a girlfriend. It's literally what I told him. I was like, man, I want a girlfriend. He goes, all right, I'll introduce you to my best female friend tomorrow. He introduces me to her, we hit it off instantly. But what's interesting is when at this time, he was like, I don't know, how old was he? Maybe he was like 18 or something. He was like 18, but he matured very late. So like, as 2 years went by, he got brolic, he got taller, he got this long dark hair. He looks like one of the dudes from Vampire Diaries, what the fuck is it called? You know, with the vampires and shit, there's vampires and werewolves. Just like one of those werewolves guys with long hair, like model material. He's a model now, right? But at that time, as he became a model, as he was becoming this guy, they were still best friends. He would even sleep over her house sometimes, just because they were that close. But I always wondered, why aren't they together? Whenever I even tried to bring it up with my ex, she was just like, oh, you're so stupid. It's like, brother, blah, blah, I ain't gonna blah, blah, blah. But it's just so weird to me that they weren't dating, at least in my mind. Who knows what was really going on? You know what I mean? So we need a name for that person. I'm sure a lot of guys go through this. I went through it in Germany too. Even though he was a real cool guy, he was open. But the thing is, you see, I've been that guy. That's the thing. When I was that guy, 90% of the time, we were fucking. I've been that guy. That's what I'm saying. You know, that's why I don't like it. You know, it wasn't rare for me to be hanging out with a girl and we're just doing things for fun. She goes and meets this new guy she's messing around with. She brings the guy she's messing around with, or her new boyfriend, whatever it is, around me. And I'm like, oh yeah, you know, we're just cool friends. And because I can do what I want, I'm not jealous of them. And he sees I'm not jealous of them, so he thinks I'm really just a friend. You know what I mean? That's what he thinks. But when he's not around, I'm tearing it up. But then there's no emotions attached. So he doesn't see any jealousy in my eyes, any anger when they're together. I'll even help them go places. I would even give them car fare or something because I don't care, you understand? So he thinks, oh, this is the coolest guy in the world. He helps us out. It's because I'm smashing them behind your back. So it's wild, man. There has to be a name for that person. Basically, in a relationship, a guy or girl who's so close to one of the lovers that the other lover has to respect their privacy and is curious to know why they're not together because that friend is basically an attractive person. Now, if I meet a girl, we start dating, she has a best friend who's a big, fat, fucking sloppy blob, I'm not going to wonder why they're not together. I'm going to know, you understand? So this person has to be average to like really attractive or something like that. You understand? It has to make you wonder why not. And I hope I didn't make this video too long, but that's really it. I really want to find a name for this. You know what I mean? And I'm sure gay people have it too. You can find a gay name. You know, lesbians have it. You can find a lesbian name. But there's no name for that in Russian. I've asked Russian people many times. And maybe I'll ask some people out here if there's a name for that in Hungarian. I'll try to find out in German. But people, please help me out. It would be great if you could help me out on this one. It would be awesome, all right? And I'm out, people. Later.